It's me, Mr. Tiggs, and I'm going to be joined again by Tony Funnel because it's time for another Funnel Flashback.
Flashback to the days when the nights were young. Flashback when we could do no wrong.
And here is Tony. How you doing, Tone?
I'm fine, Tara.
Brilliant. Great to see you. We're going to have a little chat now about your next set of pictures from your scrapbook. Well, where did we leave off last time, Tony? I can't quite remember.
Well, I wasn't being played for Brentford, even after scoring the goal that kept the team up and the manager in a job. But like we said last week, he wanted to change things, and he definitely wanted to change me up front, even though I was scoring goals. But I joined Bournemouth shortly after scoring 2 goals against them in a reserve game. I did play really well that night, and I ran the Bournemouth defence ragged. And I'm pretty sure that after that performance, Dave Webb thought I could contribute to the Bournemouth promotion push that season. But after the game, what happened was I walked into the away dressing room because I knew Ian Lee, the goalkeeper. And we were talking, and then one thing led to another. And Harry said, it could have been Harry or Webby. One of them turned around and said, "Do you fancy coming to us? Would you be interested?" And I said, yeah, I'd be interested. And then probably the following week, must have been playing in another reserve game, and Webby had come to watch me. And soon after that, he signed me. And I remember travelling down on a Thursday night and staying at Dave Webb's house, and then signing and training in the morning. And then on the Saturday following day, I was a substitute for an away trip up to Halifax. Yeah, that's it.
This got picked up straight away, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was fortunate. I came on in about the 63rd minute. We was 1-0 down against Halifax. And 10 minutes later, I'd equalised. And I think straight away, I had the Bournemouth fans on my side, because after, my exploits with Southampton and Gillingham at Brentford, they were expecting me to score goals for Bournemouth. And I had the perfect start. So, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's brilliant, That's brilliant. Do you know what? Whenever I do these with you, one of the things I find so interesting, apart from your fantastic storytelling, Tony, is the clubs that were playing in that league at the time. And I remember Halifax so well, and now you know, it's funny, isn't it? How
I know, yeah,
kind of yeah, it is. It really is. Here's another one, Tony. Got 2 goals here. What game was this? Do you remember?
Stockport.
Yeah, Stockport.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember all the goals, to be honest. I do remember, certain ones. But I must admit, I had a good time at Bournemouth, and the crowd were great. The support was the manager, everything. Great players. I really enjoyed myself there. Yeah, I tell you what was interesting. I say supporters. Now, we had a social club at Dean Court. Do you remember when there was a social club there?
Vaguely, yeah. At the old Dean Court, yeah.
I'm going back 40-odd years now, and there was a social club in the corner because the ground was turned a different way in the old days. And we used to play a home game, and then all the players would go in the social club after the game with the supporters. Which was brilliant if you had a good game, but if you hadn't, you got a bit of sticking.
Yeah, I bet you put your head down a bit sharpish and move quick when you. Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk a lot about this season here, Tony. There's a few things that really stick out for me about this season that we probably don't talk about a lot. One thing is the change of badge. Yeah, so the Bournemouth changed the badge, didn't they, from the heading ball badge to a couple of cherries.
Yeah, that was the cherry badge. Yeah.
Yeah. people forget about that badge. It didn't last very long.
No, that's it. Yeah.
I think it went out in '83 again, and then they brought back the heading one. So yeah, that's interesting. And also, and we'll probably mention this a little bit later on, but in the last article they talked about Jim Davidson, who was in and around the club as a director at the time.
Yeah, he was a bag of laughs.
Yeah, I bet he was. Did he get much involved? Did he?
He did, and we had some good evenings out. He was great. He was, Dave Webb's mates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got another one here. So talking about Dave Webb. So Webb's winners set standards. So should we have a little look at this one here? That looks like a great little story. That he really started turning some heads, didn't he?
Oh yeah, and I was going to say, I look there, and it's great. You see all these headlines, and it does, make you feel proud when you look back. But you also got to remember is although I got the headlines because I was scoring the goals, we had a very good squad of players at Bournemouth at the time. I was just lucky because I scored. It was always my name in the headlines.
Yeah.
But we had a couple of good goalkeepers, Ian Lee and Kenny Allen.
Yeah.
Ian Lee was only a tiny lad, whereas Kenny Allen was a giant. But most of that season, it was Ian Lee that was in goal. And in defence, we had our squad of defenders was Tommy Heffernan, John Impey, Phil Brignall, Derek Dawkins, Paul Compton, had Chris Sully, left back. And then midfield, we had Steve Carter, Nigel Spatman, Kevin Daughtry, ex-Southampton, Keith Williams. You wouldn't want to get tackled by that boy, I tell you.
No, I think I've got a picture of the team here. Wait a minute, let me find the whole team picture because it's worth people looking. I mean, that was such a strong team, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's not in the picture there, but we had Eddie Kelly. He played in midfield. Brian O'Donnell's in there.
Yeah.
And up front, Milton's there, Milton Graham. Obviously myself, Trevor Morgan on the back row there next to the keeper. He was up front. And Andy Crawford as well.
Yeah.
We did have some good players.
Yeah, I can see how good it was. It's people still talk about these names now. So there's a game here that really interests me as well, Tony. This is this one here, Funnel on Mark, promotion next stop. Bournemouth 5, Hartlepool 1. I mean, you blew them away in that game, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. The trouble is, if I'm honest, we didn't do that to enough teams.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned it once before. We had a great unbeaten run that season. I don't know how many games we went unbeaten, which was great. But the trouble was, we didn't win enough games. I mean, It turned out Sheffield United, they were the big spenders in that league.
Yeah.
And they got the most points and the most goals, and that's why they were the champions. But at the same time, I also think little old Bournemouth, the fans were just happy that we got promotion.
And here this bit here it's not an amazing picture, but this is from Shoot magazine. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
there weren't many teams in our league being featured in Shoot magazine at the time, were there? Really?
No, it's probably something to do with Harry or Webby. They knew someone and they got some good advertising, good promotion. That looks like a good goal, doesn't it?
That looks a great goal, that.
Good, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Is that a volley? I think that's a volley. It's got to be, isn't it?
I think it's a volley, and I think I just clipped the toupee of that defender and knocked it off his head.
Brilliant. It's stuck on the other end of the ball somewhere. That's brilliant.
Either
so
way,
that's
finished. As I say, either way, it's finished in the top corners, though.
I mean, this was near the end of the season now, I think. So this is 37 games in or something crazy like that. I don't know how many you had to play. And that was your 14th goal of the season. That's pretty good, Tony. It's pretty great going.
Yeah, I finished up with 18 goals. I wanted 20. I finished up with 18.
Yeah.
But I do remember the final goal, final game. Well, yeah, and the final goal, the final game of the season against Hereford, because my wife gave birth to our son Gary the night before on the Friday night,
Yeah.
and the next day stadium's full because it's big celebrations for us getting promotion, and we go 1-0 down against Hereford. But lucky enough, I scored the equaliser.
I've actually got, Tony, a little video of that goal and of you scoring the equaliser. And actually, there's another little bit that I've got in this that I think is really interesting. And if you're at home watching here, watch what happens to Tony Funnell. Watch what Tony Funnell does when he gets fouled on the way to goal. Very interesting.
And Sparring this time makes a mistake that lets in Funnell. And Funnell, well, if Funnell had gone down then against that late challenge from Sparring, it must surely have been a penalty. But Funnell rode the challenge and went on for the shot. Sparring coming in from behind, missed him both times. Funnell went on. Brand made another good save. Solly. Carter. Can he get away from Bartley? Yes, he did very well there. And Funnell gets the equaliser. And what a good goal that was.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Brilliant. And how does that make you feel when you watch stuff like that, Tony?
Yeah, it's great to see that. I mean, when I went through and I didn't go down, I mean, in those days, you didn't fall down for penalties like you do nowadays. I got through, kept me balance, got me shot in. But if I look now, obviously, we were 1-0 down. I was on 17 goals, wanted to get to 20. And I've had a shot there. But if you look at the video again, I should have pulled it back for Trevor Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But do you know what? You were so hard. I mean, you nicked it from the defender. You made that run. I mean, I don't think Trevor Morgan would have minded.
Well, I think he was giving me some stick at the time, probably.
But you made it up, Tony, didn't you? Because you got the goal later in the game.
And what was good, I mean, you've just seen a header. I mean, I didn't score many headed goals. It's
not a trademark Tony Funnell goal, is it, really?
It certainly isn't, not with the head, no.
No. Service was great, though, wasn't it? As well.
Yeah. Well, we was lucky. We midway through that season, at transfer sort of deadline time, we needed a bit of an extra push at the club. And Dave and Harry went out and got Andy Crawford, very good player, although he didn't pass to me. He used to dribble all the time, but very good player. And Steve Carter. And it was Steve Carter who crossed that ball. And when I played, you always knew if he got half a yard on the defender, the cross was coming in, so you could make your run. Sometimes you've got a lad out wide and it beats the defender 3 times. So you're in the middle. You don't know when to make your run. When in the end, you don't bother. Yeah. But with Steve Carter, you knew he's got half a yard, he's going to whip it in. And that's what he did. And I made me run on the defender and scored the goal.
Yeah, it's nice having... I mentioned this oddly about a game that Bournemouth played the other week. And it's nice when you, as an attacker, you know that where that ball's pretty much going to go. You know,
that's it.
Kind of, you know that it's not really so much of a gamble. It's you're probably going to come in contact with something in a minute.
And they know, the winger, good wingers, they know where you're going to make your runs to and that. So
it's that.
What was interesting? Yeah, what was interesting there? I think we should have had more children really, because Gary was born on that Friday night. And I scored the next day. And a couple of years previous, my daughter Kelly was born on a Friday, and I scored the next day for Gillingham as well.
There we go. Any footballers out there, if you want to score tomorrow, well, a bit late now. I needed to tell you that 9 months ago. Let's have a little look here. So I like this one here. So you've got this lovely article. You got a few of these really lovely articles. You had the one about you getting married before, and now you got this one about when Gary was born, which is lovely. What's this say? This was the last match Tony played for AFC, as he stayed at home with his wife Hilary to look after their new baby instead of going on tour in New Zealand. Oh, you missed a trip to New Zealand, Tony?
Yeah, I missed a trip. Nice trip probably to New Zealand, but never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind. That's
That
lovely.
was their celebrations in the dressing room.
Yeah, that is a great one. What we got here? Oh, this is the program, is it? Oh, this is Gillingham.
Yeah, no, that is a Bournemouth against Gillingham. We've gone into the new, the new season, and when we got promoted. And to be honest, I continued scoring goals when we started the following season, and I think we was in probably mid-table position when it was time for our local derby down at Fratton Park to play our South Coast rivals Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And their fans didn't like me. What with me starting my career at Southampton.
Yeah.
And I remember we played that game, and to be honest, they hammered us. Chance for chance. We shouldn't have been in the game at all. No, they missed so many chances. And on one of the few occasions when we got a chance in the first half, I managed to score, which I must admit I did appreciate against Pompey.
Is that the same goal that we play when we do our Super Six?
That's the goal. Yeah,
that is the goal. Let me just play a little bit of that goal, because that is iconic now, even more so.
Crossed by Heffernan, and was that a foul? It's a goal anyway from Funnel.
Yeah.
The cameras have showed you the away fans at the other end, but that was at the Pompey end. And I've scored, and I've gone wheeling away like that, big smiles on my face, and all you can hear from like 3,000 or 4,000 Pompey fans in their end is "Scummer," because I used to play Southampton. Yeah.
Football fans have got long memories, haven't they?
Well,
really long memories.
If you go to Portsmouth, having played for Southampton, that's what you're going to get. But
completely, and the other way around, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was brave as a lion, going like that to the crowd. But as soon as the game finished, it didn't take me long to get off the pitch and in the dressing rooms.
No, I bet not. That's a really good. I really like that one though. That's probably one of my favourite ones, Tony. Favourite press clippings.
Well, it's funny. That was the second time that I'd gone back to Portsmouth, and the first time being when I played for Gillingham the previous couple of seasons ago, and I managed to score then as well. Yeah, they hated me, the Pompey fans, that's for sure. Yeah,
and Fratton Park, quite an intimidating place to go as well. Definitely. We've got another one here now, Tony. So I think this one probably comes a little bit later, actually. So I'm not gonna whiz to it, but obviously that season you played Portsmouth. When was that in the season? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's about in the October.
Yeah,
and up until halfway through the season, I was top goal scorer. But then, unfortunately, I got a back injury and was out for the majority of the season. When I come back, it still wasn't right. And that was the end of my Bournemouth career.
Yeah.
And I ended up 2 or 3 years out of the game, or at least a couple of years, until the Poole Town manager, Roger Baisley, come and see me one day and said, would I come and play for Poole Town? Obviously, I didn't have to train. I just used to play the matches. And things went really well. Yeah. I ended up being their record goal scorer.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah. That was my usual pose after scoring a goal.
Yeah.
Don't matter which club I was playing for.
Yeah. And that gave you a very unique, I found there was an article about it, a unique treble, really, Tony, in the clubs that you'd played for.
Yeah, I didn't know that till later on, but it's very interesting.
Yeah. So Tony Funnell, he's played for Southampton, AFC Bournemouth and Poole Town.
But no one else has got promotion with all 3 clubs apparently. So
that's incredible, isn't it? That's incredible, because there's probably been a few people who've played for all 3 clubs.
Yeah,
Not someone who's seen success at all 3 clubs. No way.
no, that's right. No.
Did you have a testimonial at Poole Town, Tony? I've got that in the back of my head.
Yeah, I had a testimonial against Southampton.
Yeah, I thought you did. I thought I had a picture of that, but I can't find it. Yeah.
Alan Ball come down and played actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and to be honest, we played really well. I scored, and we was leading at half time, and not many teams, were beating teams like Southampton in testimonial games and friendly games. I mean, they changed it in the second half. They got their finger out and played a bit better, but we were leading at half time.
Brilliant. Oh, well, Tony, I thoroughly enjoyed going down memory lane with you and looking at all your pictures.
Yeah, it's been
and
interesting.
talking about the headlines. It's been really good, and it's for prosperity now, mate. It's always going to be on YouTube as well, so
Always
you
gonna be
can
on
always go back
YouTube.
to it.
That's
Yeah.
it. And just remember, forget all the headlines. There's a team.
Yeah,
We were a good team.
you're a really good team. Really, really good team. Some amazing players and some good mates that you kept for a long time as well.
Yeah, to be honest, in all the clubs I've played at, I was lucky enough to be alongside some, really nice lads, and kept friends with loads of people.
That is good. That is good. That is good. And maybe one day, Tony, we can meet up again and have maybe more of a chat about that team, and you can talk a little bit more about each of those players and your times with them. That might be a fun thing to do in the future someday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Tony Funnell. That's the last flashback for a while. We might come back again. We'll see how it goes. But it's been wonderful having you along with us the whole way, looking through these wonderful, wonderful memories. So that's cheerio from me.
Adios for me.